Title: Grind until they ask how you did it. Introduction. In a world full of noise, the loudest voice is not the one that talks the most, it's the one whose results cannot be ignored. This is not a book about shortcuts or luck. It's about the silent grind, the unseen sacrifices, and the discipline to keep going when nobody is watching. Because one day, the same people who doubted you will ask one simple question: how did you do it? Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. Chapter 1: Why You Must Grind in Silence. In every neighborhood, there is always that one person who seems invisible until one day, they suddenly become the talk of the town. Nobody saw their struggles, nobody witnessed the endless nights they stayed awake working, nobody paid attention when they were failing and learning in silence. But when success arrived, it came like a flood, too loud to be ignored, too powerful to be questioned. That is the beauty of grinding in silence. Grinding in silence means building yourself without seeking applause, validation, or recognition. It means keeping your head down and your hands busy while others are distracted by noise. It means understanding that true success does not grow in the spotlight, it grows underground, like the roots of a mighty tree. The world only notices when the tree finally stands tall, but it never respected the years the roots were spreading unseen. Many people fail in life not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they want to be seen too early. They post every little move, they seek validation before they've even built the foundation, they want claps for unfinished work. And when the claps stop coming, they lose momentum. But the truth is this: applause does not build you, discipline does. When you grind in silence, you are not distracted by who is watching or who is not. You are not concerned about how many likes or comments your effort gets. You are not competing with anyone but yourself. You are in the lab, in the gym, in the library, in the market, in the office, wherever your battlefield is, working while nobody cares. And that is the strongest position to be in. Because here is the secret: the world only respects finished products. Nobody wants to hear about your process until it becomes proof. Nobody wants to clap for your journey until it produces results. Nobody asks how you did it until they see what you've done. That is why you must grind in silence. Think of the farmer who plants seeds. The moment he covers them with soil, the world forgets them. For weeks, the seeds rot, struggle, and push against the darkness underground. No one claps for the seed. No one checks its progress. But one day, the seed breaks through the soil, and suddenly, everyone notices the green life sprouting. The farmer smiles because he knew all along that growth was happening unseen. Your grind is like that seed. People may not see it now, they may laugh at you, they may underestimate you, they may even call you foolish for wasting time. But if you stay consistent, the day will come when your results break through the surface, and those same people will ask, how did you do it? Grinding in silence also protects you. When you share your dreams too early, you invite unnecessary opinions. When you reveal your plans too soon, you give people the chance to discourage or copy you. Silence keeps your vision safe. It allows you to build in peace without interference. It is like cooking jollof rice: if you open the pot too often, you release the steam and slow down the process. But when you cover it and allow it to cook, the aroma will announce itself when the food is ready. In the same way, your grind does not need constant exposure. When it is ready, the aroma of your results will announce itself. So why must you grind in silence? Because silence strengthens you. Silence sharpens you. Silence protects you. Silence ensures that when you finally shine, nobody can deny it. The world is full of noise, people talking, posting, shouting, boasting. But greatness is rare because greatness is born in the quiet places. If you want to stand out, you must do what most people are not willing to do: shut your mouth, lower your head, and raise your effort. And when you finally rise, when the fruits of your grind appear, when your results speak louder than any words could, the world will not just notice, you will force them to respect you. And then, they will ask the question you have been waiting for: how did you do it? Chapter 2: discipline is greater than motivation. There are days when you wake up with fire in your bones, full of energy, ready to conquer the world. On those days, motivation feels like a friend, pushing you, fueling you, making the work seem lighter. But there are also days when you wake up tired, drained, and unbothered. Days when you don't feel like working, reading, studying, saving, or training. Days when you look at your dreams and they feel too far away. It is in those moments that most people quit. They rely on motivation, and when motivation disappears, they stop moving. But here is the truth, motivation is like a visitor, it comes and goes. Discipline is like a home, it stays with you. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is waking up early when your body wants to sleep. Discipline is saving money when you want to spend it on pleasure. Discipline is practicing your craft when your friends are out having fun. Discipline is staying consistent when no one is clapping for you. Motivation is emotion, but discipline is decision. Motivation depends on mood, but discipline depends on commitment. Motivation fades with feelings, but discipline endures with focus. If you want to grind until they ask how you did it, you cannot depend on motivation. You must build the muscle of discipline. Think about the student who wants to graduate with first-class honors. In the beginning of the semester, he is motivated. He writes goals in his notebook, he says, this semester will be different. But halfway through, motivation disappears. Suddenly, lectures feel boring, assignments pile up, and distractions appear. If he depends on motivation, he will give up. But if he has discipline, he will keep studying even when it feels hard. And at the end, his results will show. The same applies to fitness. Many people start the gym in January because motivation is high. They buy sneakers, gym clothes, and even post selfies on social media. But by February, the gym is empty. Why? Because motivation ran out. But the few who stay are the disciplined ones. They go when they don't feel like it. They show up tired, sweaty, sore, but they keep pushing. And 6 months later, when people see their transformation, the question comes again, how did you do it? Discipline is the secret ingredient behind every success story. Look at athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs, inventors. What separates them is not just talent but discipline. Talent opens the door, but discipline keeps you inside. Talent makes you shine for a moment, but discipline makes you last for a lifetime. Now, how do you build discipline? First, start with small daily habits. Discipline is not about huge dramatic actions, it is about consistent little steps. Waking up 30 minutes earlier. Reading 10 pages a day. Saving a small portion of your income. Practicing your skill for 1 hour daily. Small steps, done consistently, turn into unstoppable progress. Second, remove excuses. Excuses are the enemies of discipline. Stop telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or I don't have time. The truth is you will never have the perfect time. Start now with what you have. Excuses may sound convincing, but they keep you stuck in the same place. Third, build accountability. Tell yourself the truth even when no one is watching. Push yourself even when no one is checking. If you can control yourself in private, you will win in public. And embrace discomfort. Discipline is painful in the moment, but rewarding in the long run. Waking up early is painful, but success loves early risers. Saving money is painful, but financial freedom loves disciplined spenders. Studying is tiring, but knowledge rewards the consistent. Comfort keeps you average, but discipline makes you extraordinary. You see, motivation is like the spark that lights the fire, but discipline is the wood that keeps the fire burning. If you want your grind to last, you cannot depend on temporary sparks, you must build steady flames. So when motivation disappears, and it will, let discipline carry you. Because discipline never asks, do I feel like it? Discipline simply says, it must be done. And when you live by that principle, your results will not just show up, they will multiply. The day people finally ask, "How did you do it?" you will smile, because deep down you know the answer. You were disciplined when others were only motivated. Chapter 3, The Hidden Work Nobody Sees. Success looks glamorous on the outside. People see the new house, the cars, the business, the awards, the lifestyle. They see the shine, the glory, the applause. But what they don't see is the blood, sweat, and tears behind the curtain. What they don't see is the hidden work, the long nights, the countless failures, the private struggles, the sacrifices that built the foundation of success. The truth is, behind every visible victory lies invisible labor. Behind every public reward lies private sacrifice. Behind every loud success lies silent effort. But here's the problem, most people only admire the results, not the process. They see the fruit without asking about the roots. They envy the harvest without considering the years of planting. They clap for the champion without knowing the pain of training. Think about a musician who suddenly becomes popular. Everyone starts singing their songs, downloading their albums, and calling them a star overnight. But was it really overnight? No. That musician probably spent years recording in small studios, performing at shows where only 10 people attended, writing lyrics that nobody listened to, and getting rejected by record labels. Nobody saw those moments. Nobody cared. But all of that hidden work was necessary for the world to finally notice. Or take an athlete like a boxer. On fight night, when the lights are bright and the cameras are flashing, the world watches. But the truth is, the fight was not won that night, it was won in the gym. It was won in the early morning runs, the endless push-ups, the hours of sparring, the bruises, the sweat, the discipline when no one was watching. That hidden work created the public victory. The same applies in business. A successful entrepreneur may seem like they just blew up, but the reality is different. They probably spent years testing ideas, failing at ventures, losing money, borrowing, working from a small corner, and learning the hard way. Nobody clapped then. Nobody asked questions. But once the breakthrough came, suddenly everybody wanted to know the secret. The hidden work is always harder than the visible results. Why? Because it demands effort without applause. It demands faith without proof. It demands action without recognition. It demands that you believe in yourself when nobody else does. But the hidden work is also where champions are made. That's where you build character, resilience, and skill. That's where you sharpen your tools. That's where you develop the strength to handle success when it finally arrives. If you skip the hidden work, you will never last. Let me give you an example from nature. Bamboo is one of the fastest growing plants in the world, but only after years of hidden growth. When you plant bamboo, for the first few years, nothing happens above the soil. You water it, you care for it, but there is no sign of life. Many people give up and think the seed is dead. But beneath the soil, the roots are growing deep and strong, preparing to support rapid growth. Then suddenly, in the 5th year, the bamboo shoots up, sometimes growing as much as 90 feet in just a few weeks. People are shocked and say, "How did this happen so fast?" But it didn't happen fast. It happened slowly in silence, underground. Your grind is like bamboo. You may be working hard now with no visible results. You may be sacrificing and nobody is clapping. You may feel invisible, unappreciated, and overlooked. But remember, your roots are growing. Your hidden work is preparing you for explosive growth. The world may not see it yet, but when your time comes, the growth will be undeniable. This is why you must never despise the hidden work. Instead, embrace it. The hidden work is your training ground. The hidden work is your preparation. The hidden work is what will separate you from those who only talk but never act. When people finally see your success, they will say, "You are lucky." They will think it just happened suddenly. They will not understand the countless hours, tears, sweat, and struggles you invested in private. They will not know the times you wanted to quit but kept going. They will not see the sacrifices you made. But you will know. And that hidden work will be your pride. So do not rush to be seen. Do not beg for attention too early. Do not get discouraged because nobody notices your effort right now. Keep building, keep grinding, keep pushing. One day, your results will show up so loudly that the world will have no choice but to pay attention. And when they do, they will ask, "How did you do it?" And you will smile, because deep down you know the truth. You won in private before you ever shined in public. Chapter 4: Failures are stepping stones, not endings. Failure is one of the most feared words in the world. People avoid it like a plague. They see it as shame, as proof of weakness, as the end of the road. But here's the truth: failure is not the end, it is a stepping stone. Every person who has achieved great success has walked through the valley of failure. Not once, not twice, but many times. The problem is not failing. The problem is quitting. The problem is allowing failure to convince you that you are not capable. The problem is believing that one closed door means the whole building is locked. Failure is not your enemy, failure is your teacher. Every failure carries a lesson, and if you are wise enough to learn it, you will move closer to your goal. Failure is like a mirror, it reflects your weaknesses, your blind spots, your mistakes. It shows you what to improve, what to change, what to do differently next time. Without failure, you would never know how to grow. Think about Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb. History tells us he failed more than 1,000 times before creating a working bulb. When people asked him about it, he didn't see those attempts as failures. He said, "I have not failed 1,000 times. I have simply found 1,000 ways that will not work." That mindset is what separates winners from losers. Losers see failure as the end. Winners see failure as information. The truth is, every failure brings you one step closer to success. Every "no" you hear prepares you for the "yes" that matters. Every rejection toughens your skin, builds your character, and strengthens your resolve. Failure forces you to dig deeper, to become more creative, to think outside the box. Failure humbles you so that when success comes, you will appreciate it and not waste it. But sadly, most people run from failure. They fear embarrassment. They fear what others will say. They fear looking foolish. So instead of trying and failing, they do nothing at all. But here's the secret: the person who fails 10 times is closer to success than the person who never tried once. Imagine a baby learning to walk. The baby falls again and again, sometimes even hurting themselves. But they never say, "Walking is not for me." They keep standing, keep wobbling, keep falling, until one day, they take their first steps. And when that happens, the entire family claps. Nobody remembers the falls. Everyone celebrates the progress. Your journey is no different. Failure is part of learning how to walk toward your destiny. Each time you fall, you learn balance. Each time you stumble, you grow stronger. Each time you fail, you discover a new way to succeed. Look at history. Abraham Lincoln failed in business, lost multiple elections, and suffered personal setbacks. Yet he refused to quit. Eventually, he became one of the most respected presidents of the United States. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 27 years. Many thought his dream of freedom for South Africa had died. But when he was released, he led his nation to victory. Their failures did not end their stories, they shaped their victories. So here's what you must do: stop fearing failure. Stop hiding from it. Stop treating it like shame. Instead, embrace it. Learn from it. Use it. Every failure is a classroom. Every setback is a lesson. Every mistake is a message. When you fail, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What can I do differently next time? How can I turn this pain into power? If you ask the right questions, failure will not destroy you, it will rebuild you. Remember this, failure is temporary, but quitting is permanent. If you fail, you can try again. If you quit, the story ends there. The world may laugh at your failures now. People may mock your attempts, whisper behind your back, or shake their heads. But the day you succeed, those same people will clap the loudest. And when they ask, "How did you do it?" you will tell them, "I failed my way to success." Chapter 5, Protecting Your Dreams from Doubters. Your dream is like a delicate seed. If planted in the wrong soil, it dies. If exposed too early, it withers. If surrounded by weeds, it gets choked. That is why you must be careful with your dream. You must protect it, because not everyone will understand it. In fact, not everyone is supposed to understand it. The reality is this: the moment you share your dream, you open the door for opinions. Some will encourage you, but many will doubt you. Some will clap, but many will criticize. Some will believe in you, but many will laugh. That is the world we live in. Doubters are everywhere. Sometimes they are strangers. Sometimes they are close friends. Sometimes, painfully, they are family. They don't always doubt you because they hate you. Sometimes they doubt you because they can't see what you see. Sometimes they doubt you because your vision is bigger than their imagination. Sometimes they doubt you because they failed in their own journey and believe you will fail too. If you are not careful, their words can kill your passion. Their doubt can steal your confidence. Their negativity can poison your progress. That is why you must protect your dream the way a mother protects her newborn child. Let's think of an eagle. When an eagle lays its eggs, it builds its nest high on the cliffs, away from predators. It knows the eggs are too fragile to survive on the ground. In the same way, when your dream is still young, still developing, still fragile, you cannot expose it to everyone. Not every ear deserves to hear your plans. Not every person deserves access to your vision. There are people who will laugh at you, not because your dream is impossible, but because they don't believe they could ever do it themselves. Their doubt is a reflection of their own limitations, not yours. If you listen to them, you will shrink your vision to match their small thinking. And once you do that, your dream will die before it even begins. History is full of dreamers who were doubted. When the Wright brothers said humans could fly, people mocked them. When Nelson Mandela said South Africa could be free, people thought it was impossible. When Oprah Winfrey was told she didn't have the face for television, she could have quit. When Elon Musk said he wanted to build electric cars and rockets, people laughed. But these people protected their dreams. They refused to let doubters kill their vision. Today, the world claps for them. Protecting your dream doesn't mean ignoring advice. No. Wise counsel is valuable. But there is a difference between advice and doubt. Advice helps you grow, doubt tries to stop you. Advice builds your vision, doubt attacks it. You must learn to separate the two. So how do you protect your dream from doubters? 1. Be selective about who you share your vision with. Don't announce everything. Move in silence. Work behind the scenes. Let results be your response. 2. Build inner confidence. If you don't believe in your dream, nobody else will. Speak life into it. Write it down. Visualize it. Remind yourself daily why it matters. 3. Use doubt as fuel. Sometimes, the best motivation is proving people wrong. Instead of arguing, let your success be your answer. Instead of shouting, let your results speak. 4. Surround yourself with believers. Find people who see your potential, who encourage your growth, who inspire you to keep going. Energy is contagious, protect yourself from negative energy and stay close to positive energy. 5. Trust the process. Your dream will not make sense to everyone, but it should make sense to you. As long as you are consistent, time will reveal the truth. Remember Joseph in the Bible. He dreamed that one day he would rise above his brothers. When he shared his dream, his brothers became jealous and sold him into slavery. If Joseph had kept quiet, maybe the story would have been smoother. But even though they tried to kill his dream, God still fulfilled it. The lesson is simple: not everyone deserves to hear your dream. Protect your vision. Shield it from negativity. Work on it in silence. Nurture it with discipline. And when the time is right, when the results start to show, even your doubters will have no choice but to respect you. One day, the same people who laughed will clap. The same people who doubted will ask for your advice. The same people who said, "You can't," will say, "How did you?" And your answer will be simple: I protected my dream until it was strong enough to protect itself. Chapter 6: Growth happens in the shadows. There is a season in life when silence becomes your greatest friend. It is a time when nobody claps for you, nobody celebrates you, and sometimes nobody even believes in you. This season can feel lonely, but it is in that silence where true growth happens. Like a seed buried underground, unseen by the world, you are developing roots that will one day hold the weight of greatness. Many people don't understand this principle. They crave visibility before they are ready. They want recognition before they have built resilience. They want applause before they have done the hard work. But growth doesn't happen in the spotlight, it happens in the shadows. Think of the bamboo tree. For years after it is planted, nothing seems to happen. The farmer waters it, nurtures it, and protects it from harm, yet above the ground, there is no visible progress. People might even laugh at the farmer, calling him foolish for wasting his time. But what they cannot see is that under the soil, the bamboo is growing a strong root system. Then suddenly, in just a few weeks, it shoots up rapidly, growing taller than many trees around it. The years of hidden growth prepared it for sudden visibility. That is exactly how life works. The silent years you spend working, learning, failing, and starting again are not wasted years. They are the foundation years. You are building skills, endurance, wisdom, and discipline. You are creating the version of yourself that can handle success when it finally comes. Why shadows matter? Shadows are not signs of failure, they are signs of preparation. When nobody knows your name, that is your chance to experiment without judgment. When nobody is watching, you can make mistakes freely. When the crowd is absent, you can refine your character and values. If you skip this stage, you will rise too quickly and collapse just as fast. Imagine a musician who becomes famous overnight without years of practice. The fame will crush them because they lack depth. Compare that with the musician who sang in small corners, performed in empty halls, and faced rejection countless times. When success finally arrives, they are ready because the shadows trained them. The beauty of being overlooked. Being overlooked can hurt. It feels like you are invisible, like your efforts mean nothing. But sometimes being overlooked is the biggest blessing. It protects you from premature pressure. It gives you the room to grow without unnecessary eyes watching. It allows you to build strength quietly, so that when the light finally shines on you, you are not shaken. Joseph in the Bible was forgotten in prison, yet it was in that season that his character and wisdom were shaped. David was left in the wilderness with sheep, yet it was in that season he built courage to fight lions and bears before facing Goliath. Every giant killer first grows in silence. How to use the shadows well. If you are in a season where nobody notices you, don't waste it. Learn aggressively. Read books, practice your craft, seek knowledge. Build habits. Success is simply the product of consistent small habits. Strengthen your character. Success will expose who you really are. If you are weak inside, the pressure will break you. Stay humble. Don't be in a hurry to prove anything. Your results will speak when the time comes. Shadows are not punishment, they are preparation. They hide you so that you can become strong enough for the future. Your breakthrough will not be announced. When the time is right, your growth will speak for itself. Just like the bamboo, People will suddenly notice your progress and call it overnight success, but you will know the truth. You will know about the years of hidden work, the countless nights of sacrifice, and the times you almost gave up but didn't. That is the power of growth in the shadows. So, embrace your hidden season. Don't complain about it. Don't curse it. Don't despise it. Work while nobody is watching. Build while nobody is clapping. Grow while nobody is paying attention. Because when your time comes, the world will not be able to ignore you. And when they finally ask how you did it, you can simply smile, knowing that your greatest growth happened when nobody was watching. Chapter 7, When Consistency Breaks Doors Open. There is a secret that separates dreamers from achievers, and it is not talent, luck, or connections. It is consistency. Consistency is the invisible hammer that breaks down locked doors. It is the patient drip of water that cuts through stone. It is the quiet rhythm of daily effort that eventually builds momentum so strong that nothing can stop it. Many people start with energy but quit too soon. They write for a week and expect to be best-selling authors. They post for a month and expect to go viral. They go to the gym for a few days and expect to transform their bodies. When quick results don't come, they abandon the process. What they don't realize is that greatness does not respond to one-time effort, it bows to consistent persistence. The law of small steps. Every big achievement is simply the result of small steps taken over and over again. A bricklayer doesn't build a house in one day. He places brick after brick, layer after layer, until the structure is complete. In the same way, you build your life's success by stacking consistent actions every single day. You may not see immediate results, but each effort counts. The book you read today sharpens your mind. The hour you practice your craft adds skill to your hands. The small money you save grows into wealth. The consistency may feel boring, but it is quietly moving you closer to breakthroughs. The difference between motivation and consistency. Motivation is like fuel in a car, it gets you started. But if you rely on motivation alone, you'll stop the moment it runs out. Consistency is different. It is the decision to keep moving even when the excitement is gone. It is waking up to work when you don't feel like it. It is choosing discipline over mood. Motivation is seasonal, but consistency is eternal. Motivation is emotional, but consistency is a choice. If you can master consistency, you will achieve things far greater than people who are only motivated. When the world finally notices. Consistency has a strange way of working. For a long time, it looks like nothing is happening. You may be writing, speaking, creating, or working, and nobody seems to care. But one day, without warning, a door opens. An opportunity comes. Someone influential notices you. And because you have been consistent, you are ready. That is why sudden success is never really sudden. It is built on years of hidden consistency. The singer who blows overnight has been singing for years in small places. The entrepreneur who suddenly becomes rich has been failing, learning, and trying again for a long time. The student who seems to naturally succeed in exams has been studying daily when nobody was watching. Consistency creates readiness, and readiness attracts opportunity. The danger of inconsistency. The sad truth is that many people lose out on opportunities not because they were not talented, but because they were not consistent. They started and stopped too many times. They gave up just before the breakthrough. Imagine if the farmer stopped watering the bamboo in the third year, he would never see it grow. Imagine if Thomas Edison stopped after his first 100 failed attempts at the light bulb, the world would have remained in darkness much longer. Inconsistency kills dreams silently. It convinces you that you are making no progress, when in reality you are just a few steps away from the door breaking open. How to build consistency that lasts. 1. Set clear routines. Do it at the same time daily until it becomes natural. 2. Track your progress. Small wins remind you that you are moving forward. 3. Stay patient. Don't measure yourself by speed, measure yourself by faithfulness. 4. Avoid comparison. Your race is your own. Others' speed has nothing to do with your journey. 5. Reward yourself for effort, not outcome. Outcomes take time, but effort is immediate. The breakthrough is closer than you think. Every consistent effort is like knocking on a locked door. At first, it doesn't budge. But with every knock, the door weakens. Most people give up after a few knocks. But those who keep hitting eventually hear the sound of the door cracking open. That sound is the sound of opportunity, recognition, and breakthrough. So, do not despise your daily effort. Do not get tired of repeating the same grind. Do not believe the lie that nothing is happening. Every small act is building momentum, and one day that momentum will burst the door wide open. When people finally see your success, they will call it luck, but you will know the truth: it was your consistency that made the impossible possible. Keep grinding. Keep knocking. Because when consistency meets opportunity, doors that were once locked will open wide before you. Chapter 8. They start asking questions. There comes a moment in every journey when silence breaks. After seasons of working in the shadows, grinding without applause, and being overlooked, suddenly people begin to notice. They start to see the fruits of your consistency. They start to wonder how you managed to keep going when others gave up. And then, the questions begin. At first, it may be small whispers: who is this person? When did they become so good? How come I never noticed them before? Then, the whispers turn into direct questions: what's your secret? How did you make it happen? Teach me what you know. This is the point where your results begin to speak louder than your words ever could. You no longer need to convince anyone that you are capable, your work has already made the announcement. The power of results. Results silence doubt. Before results show up, people might mock you, underestimate you, or even ignore you. But once the evidence of your effort becomes visible, even your critics are forced to acknowledge it. Think of an athlete who trains alone for years while people laugh at their dreams. When they finally win the medal, nobody can deny their success. Or the student who stays up late studying while others play. When the results are announced, questions begin: how did you do it? Results have a language that everybody understands. You don't need to explain, argue, or prove yourself. Once the evidence is there, the questions will flow naturally. Why questions are a sign of progress. When people start asking you, how, it is a sign that your journey has shifted. It means that your consistency has produced visible growth. It means that the same people who once doubted you now want to learn from you. This moment should not make you arrogant, it should make you grateful. Because the truth is, many start the grind but very few reach the point where results cannot be ignored. If people are asking questions, it means you have endured long enough to bear fruit. Handling recognition without losing focus. When recognition comes, the danger is that you might relax. You might slow down because the applause feels good. But remember, the same people who cheer today can forget tomorrow. Your goal should never be the applause, your goal should be the mission. Here's how to handle recognition wisely. 1. Stay humble. Remember the silent years that shaped you. Don't let applause erase your humility. 2. Stay consistent. Don't reduce your effort because people are finally watching. If anything, increase your grind. 3. Stay focused. Recognition is a distraction if it pulls you away from your purpose. Don't chase fame, chase growth. Your success becomes a mirror. When people see your results, it often reflects their own lack of effort. That's why some may admire you, while others may envy or criticize you even more. But this is not your problem to solve. Your role is to keep producing results that speak for themselves. Remember this truth: results create both fans and critics. Some will genuinely want to learn from you, others will try to find excuses for why you succeeded. Don't waste your time defending yourself. Just keep building. The true answer to "how did you do it?" When people ask how you achieved your success, they expect a magical formula. They expect a shortcut, a secret hack, or a hidden trick. But the real answer is simple: I stayed consistent when nobody was watching. I kept going when nobody cared. I refused to give up when quitting seemed easier. That is the true secret, and it is a secret most people don't want to hear, because it means they too must embrace the grind. Let your life be the lesson. At this stage, your story becomes a lesson for others. Without preaching or forcing, you inspire by simply existing. People begin to believe in their own possibilities because they see what you have done. You don't need to tell them you are great, they see it. You don't need to announce your growth, your life has already made the announcement. And when they finally ask, "How did you do it?" you can smile and say, "I never stopped grinding, even when nobody noticed." Chapter 9, Don't Stop When They Notice. When people finally notice you, it feels good. After years of working in silence, after months of sacrifice, after countless moments of doubt, you finally have eyes watching you, claps encouraging you, and voices praising your growth. But here's the danger: recognition can trick you into slowing down. The very moment you are celebrated is the very moment you must be careful not to lose the discipline that got you there. Success is not a finish line, it is a checkpoint. Too many people stop running the moment they taste recognition. They relax, thinking the hard work is over. They forget that success requires as much consistency as the struggle. But here is the truth: the grind doesn't end when they notice, it only begins. The trap of comfort. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Once people begin to praise you, you may be tempted to settle. You may say to yourself, "I've done enough. They can see me now." But settling is the fastest way to lose everything you built. Look at athletes who stop training after winning a medal. Soon, someone hungrier replaces them. Look at entrepreneurs who stop innovating after their first success. Soon, their businesses fade into the background. The applause of today cannot sustain you tomorrow. Success is rented, and the rent is due every day. The illusion of arrival. One of the most dangerous lies is the belief that you have arrived. Arrival makes you lazy. It makes you forget the hunger that pushed you to start. It blinds you to the fact that there are higher levels to reach. The truth is, there is no final arrival in growth. There is always more to learn, more to build, more to give. When they notice you, it should not signal the end of your journey but the beginning of a bigger mission. Staying hungry after recognition. How do you keep grinding when you already have some success? 1. Remember your why. Recognition is not the reason you started. Go back to your original purpose. 2. Set bigger goals. If your old goals are complete, create new ones that stretch you further. 3. Surround yourself with challengers. Don't only stay around fans who praise you. Stay around people who push you higher. 4. Stay a student. The moment you think you know it all, you stop growing. The applause will fade. The same crowd that claps for you today may forget you tomorrow. Fame is temporary. Attention shifts quickly. If your motivation is applause, you will burn out when the cheers fade. But if your motivation is growth, you will keep grinding whether people are watching or not. That is why you must never stop when they notice. Their attention should be fuel, not a destination. Let their recognition remind you that your grind works, but let it also remind you that the journey is far from over. Building legacy beyond recognition. Recognition is sweet, but legacy is sweeter. Legacy is not about being noticed, it is about being remembered. Recognition is about applause today, legacy is about impact tomorrow. If you want to build a life that outlives you, don't stop when they notice. Keep grinding, keep building, keep giving, until your name becomes bigger than applause. Think of people like Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, or Martin Luther King Jr. They didn't stop when people noticed them. They kept going, even when tired, even when criticized, even when celebrated. Their consistency beyond recognition turned them into legends. Your grind must outlast their attention. If people are clapping for you now, smile and be grateful. But tomorrow, wake up and grind again. If they are asking how you did it, share your wisdom. But don't let the questions distract you from the work. If doors are opening, walk through them, but remember to build new doors for those coming after you. Because real success is not just being noticed. Real success is building something so strong that even when the applause ends, your work continues to speak. So don't stop when they notice. Don't reduce your effort because of recognition. Instead, increase it. Double your grind. Push further. Stay hungry. Because greatness is not about being seen once, it's about being remembered forever. Chapter 10, Inspire Without Speaking. The highest level of success is not when you talk about your greatness, but when your life speaks so loudly that you don't need to say a word. True inspiration is silent. It comes from people watching how you live, not listening to what you claim. When you grind in silence, when you remain consistent through struggles, and when you rise without shortcuts, your life itself becomes a testimony. Without trying to impress anyone, you naturally inspire them. People see your growth, your resilience, your discipline, and they are moved. Not because of speeches, but because of evidence. The weight of example. Words can motivate, but example transforms. Anyone can say, work hard. But when people see you work hard, day after day, with results to prove it, that message becomes undeniable. Anyone can say, stay consistent. But when your life shows what consistency builds, people cannot ignore it. The most powerful leaders are not those who command respect with words, but those whose lives demand respect without asking. Living proof is louder than advice. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are, it's not just because of what they said, but what they lived. Nelson Mandela didn't have to constantly shout about courage, his life demonstrated it. Serena Williams doesn't need to tell people she's disciplined, her record-breaking career shows it. In the same way, when you grind until they ask how you did it, you won't need to boast. Your results will be the loudest microphone you'll ever hold. Why silence inspires more than noise. In today's world, many talk more than they act. Social media is full of people posting achievements they don't truly have, pretending to be what they are not. But the ones who truly inspire are those who don't need to fake it. Their silence during the grind, followed by undeniable results, makes their story impossible to ignore. Silence creates mystery. It makes people curious. And when your results finally show up, the contrast between your silence and your success makes your journey even more inspiring. Turning inspiration into legacy. It is not enough to inspire others for a moment. The goal is to live in a way that your story continues to inspire even after you are gone. Legacy is built not just by what you achieve, but by how you achieve it. Did you cheat or did you grind? Did you take shortcuts or did you pay the full price? Did you only build for yourself, or did you create something others can learn from? Your legacy should be proof that greatness comes from patience, consistency, and integrity. That way, even people who never meet you in person can still be inspired by your journey. The circle comes full. Think about it, you started in silence, building when nobody noticed. You endured the pain of invisibility, stayed consistent, broke open locked doors, and finally reached a stage where people started asking questions. Now, at the final stage, your life itself has become the answer. No long speeches. No exaggerated stories. Just living proof that discipline and persistence pay off. That's the most powerful inspiration anyone can give. So grind in silence. Build patiently. Stay consistent. Don't stop when they notice. And above all, live in a way that your results speak louder than your voice. Because the ultimate goal is not just to be noticed, it is to inspire. And when they finally ask, how did you do it, you won't need to explain much. Your life will already be the answer. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share.